2019 was a year full of excitement, happiness, frustration, and sadness, and I want to bring you guys along on what it was like for me. I know I'm a little late to the train. It's mid-January, I got sick, and life got crazy, but nonetheless I am here and ready to share my year in review. I started off January with celebrating New Year's with my family, and even though I physically and mentally couldn't stay up until midnight, me and my family still celebrated 3 hours early, and it was still just as fun. In February, I went to a progressive dinner, and I was so excited to go, and last year when I went, I forced myself to, and it was full of panic attacks and just sheer meltdown. Not because of anyone, but because of my mental state. But this progressive dinner I was so excited to go to, but I did get overstimulated and I did get really anxious, and there was a miscommunication about food. So I embraced my reality that all of those 3 things happened and that I needed my mom. Not to come get me, but to just be there for support and be there to walk outside with me for a minute. And in doing that and embracing my reality, I was able to enjoy the rest of the night after that, after having a mini break. And embracing my reality is one of the biggest things I have learned and grown accustomed to doing in 2019. In March, I had my 18th birthday and I was able to have a really fun day out, and then for my 18th birthday on a separate day, I got my very first tattoo with my mom and grandma. My tattoo says Warrior with a green awareness ribbon for mitochondrial disease awareness, and my mom got one in honor of me too that says hope, and then my grandma got one as well in the shape of a heart. And that was something that was so special, and it is definitely not going to be my last tattoo. In May, I had my junior prom, which was so fun. It was such a fun time, and I absolutely loved it. And again, I embraced my reality that I couldn't stay until midnight. I could stay until 10 p.m. though, and that was plenty for me. And once again, embracing my reality, I ended up still having a great time. That same month, I also finished my junior year of high school, which I was so happy about, and in June, I went to Europe with my family. We went to London, England. I was able to go see the TARDIS, Buckingham Palace, and I was able to fulfill my dream of seeing Sherlock's house, and it was so cool. I also went to Antwerp, Belgium, and Lille, France. And I was able to go to Amsterdam, I was able to go to the Van Gogh Museum, go on a canal boat tour, and I was able to see Corrie ten Boom's house in Haarlem. And then at the end of that month, we were able to go to the first half of our stay in Switzerland, which was absolutely stunning. In July was the very first week of July was the second half of our time in Switzerland, and it was honestly one of the best times of my life. After that, we went to Paris, where I saw the Eiffel Tower for the first time. I literally cried when I saw it. Me and my mom took a beautiful picture of our tattoos in front, and I was able to go to the Louvre, and I was also able to get around Paris in a wheelchair. I was able to get through all of these places in a wheelchair. After Paris, we went to Milan, Italy, and then Florence, Italy. Florence was so cute. I absolutely loved it. We also went to Rome. We were able to see the Colosseum, and we were able to also go to Pompeii later in the trip. And before Rome, we actually went to a little town called Pienza, and I have some of the best memories of my whole life from that trip. Mid-July, the day we were supposed to fly out, we got robbed, so we were forced to stay 2 extra days in Rome, which was not great, but we were able to come home, and unfortunately within 48 hours we learned something unexpected about someone who is very close to us. And so just feeling all the feelings of what was unexpected was really difficult for the rest of July, and for the first week or 2 of August. The second half of July, I will be honest, it just felt rotten. I'm not one to say things like that, but that's what it felt like. and that's perfectly okay. In August, I started my senior year of high school. I'm so happy about it. And I also learned right before school started that I would have to have my third port surgery in 2 years. So in September 4th, I got my third port surgery, and I vlogged about that, so I'll link it up in the cards above. I was inpatient for about 3 days, discharged, came home, and within 48 hours, or maybe 24, I was back in the ER with an infiltrated port. Just means the needle got out of place, so all the fluid went around my port instead of in my body, where it should have. And I had a really bad crash because I did not have good pain management either. So I was inpatient for another 2.5 days, but I was able to be discharged, and I was able to continue on with school and with recovery. In October, I landed back in the ER. I had a really scary episode where I couldn't form words. I was very out of it, and I was just not coherent. So my dad took me to the ER, and I was able to give me a bolus of something specific that my doctor had recommended them to do, and that worked. And thankfully several hours later I was able to go home without being admitted. So I kind of just laid low until October 24th, which is when I got the love of my life. And his name is Indy. We adopted my child. I call him my son because he's literally my son, my dog, Indy. And he is my hopefully service dog to be. And I love him so much. Even when he's being a stinker, I love him so much, and he's added so much joy and so much laughter and also so much patience to our family than we had before. In November, my whole family got a stomach virus, and when you struggle with chronic illness and GI issues, it really isn't pleasant, and it knocked me out for a couple of weeks, but I was able to recover, and we were able to celebrate Thanksgiving even though I crashed on Thanksgiving and had to be accessed. But we're not going to talk about that. But a few days after that, I was able to decorate for Christmas, and in December I finished my first semester of high school ever, which made me so happy. And I celebrated my very first Christmas with my dog and obviously the rest of my family. We had family over on Christmas Eve. Typically it's reversed, it's typically on Christmas Day, but it was so fun on Christmas Eve, and there was a lot of really good memories. And a few days after Christmas, me and my best friend Rebecca hang out. I don't have any video footage of that, but that's a fun added in their memory. Also, earlier in December, I forgot to mention, I went to my genetic doctor, had my semi-annual checkup, and he told me that if I had not gotten to the ER back in October when I did and done that specific bolus, I would have definitely had a stroke, which is terrifying to hear, and that's just so scary. So in conclusion, 2019 was so amazing. I had so many great, amazing things that happened, and exciting things, and things I am so grateful for and that I'm so excited I have as memories. And there was also a portion of the year though that really kind of sucked, but I'm so grateful I am here, and I'm most grateful for you guys. I'm so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you watching. I'm so grateful. So thank you guys so much for watching this year review. I cannot wait for what 2020 has in store. I'm going to graduate this year, and there are lots of doors opening up on the horizon. I'll just say that. I'm excited, guys, for this year. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.